Hey all you YouTube fans, it's Libris Blood here, and we're back yet again for another episode of Always Remember Me. So let's go ahead and continue along our journey for love. So, last time we finally met our fourth potential suitor. However, because of that, we did make a very tough and very complex decision. And by that I mean we pretty much rolled a die and assigned the guys random numbers. And it just so happened that our love interest for this lovely story is Mr. Lawrence White, our lovely, shy, kind of cool, secretly cool, nerdy co-worker at the ice cream parlor. So yeah, now it's our free time. The thing that this is actually what I've been trying to get to, the point, and that's why the first episode of this series was very long. It was to get to this point because this is the part of the game that's pretty interesting. Like I said, we do need that computer because we can write in our spare time at the house for nights where it's, we come home at night and we don't, or if like there's no other options that are beneficial, because normally I would be going somewhere like the library and reading, but to give variety and to help boost stats, it's better to own a new laptop. So we're going to be trying to get more money. However, we kind of need more morale. Because if we go into work like this, we're probably going to get no money. It's actually nice that the game doesn't fire us, because that would be terrible. We'd have one less way to talk to Lawrence, because he's already awkward at work. But yeah, so we're going to read to get some more morale. Yes, it does lower our energy, but the alternative is having low morale and high energy, which you can do a lot, but very poorly. And hopefully the buzzing of my phone doesn't make it onto this video. But, alright. I made lots of references to... Oh, she said this before. So yeah, so we have more culture. Hey! And I'm pretty sure, I never went back and checked this, but I'm pretty sure it's Lawrence who has the culture. Now, if that's not his stat, I really will be concerned because we're already very high in that stat. Not to say we can't get the normal ending for Lawrence, but I kind of want to see if we can work towards the secret ending, or the hidden ending, as they like to say, for this game, or for this novel. One and the same. So we're gonna practice more writing. Yeah, we are awesome. So we're gonna read our new book. This is the last unread book I have right now. I can reread my old ones, but I should really try to get new books from the library. Or even better, buy new ones at the mall. So that's another thing you can do. The nice thing about books is that you do get some stat increases, but reading older books, it kind of doesn't do that as much, and the stat boosts aren't as great. Whereas new books, there's the potential of multiple stats being increased or a certain stat being increased quite a bit. So it's always better to have newer books. So after we buy the laptop, I will see what it would be in our best interest to buy, because I'm not sure if Lawrence also has a gift that would be good to buy. Otherwise, I will buy books. Oh, yay! So this is one that just increases morale, which is good. We need that right now. So, success, a nice story, even if it wasn't particularly original. And we have to go home. Not very sleepy, but we don't want to disturb Auntie Gwen. I'm gonna say that because that's a little easier than Aunt Gwenda, especially with me being nasally right now. Yeah, breaking fourth wall, recording these back to back. Just because today is the day that I am actually recording these, it's a little easier. I have a little bit more free time to do this, and then it gives me time while I'm away to edit them and then actually post them the day of. So, all right.
Bring it on.
I slept really well. I dreamed I was in a world made of ice cream. Every child's dream. Also probably your dream if you work at an ice cream parlor. Just gonna say. Ah, the weekend. Okay, so it's still the weekend. Clearly, because it's Sunday. So, here's what we're gonna do. During the weekend, the ice cream shop is really crowded. There's Lawrence working like crazy. Oh, how cute. Okay, so we're actually going to try to earn a little bit of money first.
Bring it on.
Oh. Okay, I have no idea what happened, and I can't scroll back up. So we don't have a lot of energy, so we're gonna talk with Lawrence. Hey, my dude.
Yay!
We chatted a bit between customers. So yeah, yet again, a mysterious conversation that happened. Probably talking about that new book, or that new history museum. I'm trying to think of things that involve culture. Yeah, so we're gonna keep going. All the way back home. So we're not gonna disturb Auntie Gwen. Yay. Awesome. I feel like this would be slightly more entertaining with you guys seeing my actual facial reactions. So I might try that for the future. The screen is already busy as is, so I'm gonna try and fit a really tiny, once I figure out how to do this, but to fit a really tiny screen, so that way it can, or part of the screen, so that way I can put a face cam there. So in the future I will probably do that. But yes, a lot of money. And nightmares. Probably that ice cream revolted and ate us. Or the recurring nightmare, this is gonna sound, oh my, never mind, I'm not, I will say it, and I apologize for saying it and thinking it, because it's awful. It makes me sad now a little bit. It's the recurring terrible nightmare that Aaron got injured in a car crash and forgot all about us. Oh wait, that actually did happen. I'm terrible sometimes. Yeah, we're gonna forget that that actually happened, and we're gonna continue. So now we have the opposite problem. Well, no, morale's still kind of low. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot. So Amy, regardless of what I choose to do for her, will still go and visit Aaron at certain key points because they're big events. This being one of them. So we're still going after Lawrence. This is not my will to send her to the hospital.
As soon as my shift ended, I headed to the hospital with more books in my bag to see if they could help Aaron regain his memory.
Sure, we'll go.
When I arrived at the hospital, I went straight to Aaron's room with several heavy bags of books in my arms.
Oh.
I was surprised to find quite a crowd gathered in his room. In addition to Abigail, his scornful ex-girlfriend, Osher was there as well. Aaron's father was a well-known and wealthy businessman who was often away on business. It must have been the first time he came to visit his son since the scene I walked in on was rather emotional. Good morning, everyone.
See, I planned out what Osher's voice was gonna sound like, and I wanted to go for a Sean Connery kind of sound, because like that's kind of like the vibe I get from him. That I got from him the first time I played through. The problem being I don't know how to do one, so I apologize. Sean Connery is a really great actor. It's just I apologize now for butchering how he sounds the way I will be portraying how. Yeah. If that made any sense, I'm apologizing in case it's an awful impression of Sean Connery. Amy.
Oh, you're back again? I was surprised by their cold reactions, and saw by the mascara running down Abigail's face that she had been crying.
Where's the bottle of fake tears? I'm sorry. That's bad.
She looked distressed, but I remained skeptical of the legitimacy of her reactions. She had been a heartless scam of a girlfriend when they were together, and I doubted that she had changed her ways at all in the time they were apart. I brought some books for Aaron.
He can't read yet. He can't read them on his own. He'll get a headache. Alright, forget Sean Connery. That's Osher's voice now. Whatever that thing that came out of my mouth was. He'll get a headache. That's just... I can't do the voice. I'm mad because I said it. And nope. Alright.
That's okay. I plan to read to him. Abigail offered as well.
Maybe I should be the only one to read to him until he's well enough to read on his own? Yes, I'm doing that on purpose. For those of you who know, well, hopefully, not hopefully. Alright, there's a very slim chance that you don't know that voice or where it's from. But that's kind of like that, West Coast, yeah, this is West Coast, like West Coast, like actual West Coast, like Cali girl, like the old stereotypical Cali girl voice where the inflection goes up and then down, and it always sounds like a question, you know, and it sounds really nasally right now, because I'm very congested, which is terrible when you're doing voices. Alright, we're gonna continue.
What? Why?
If I may interject, I know I've been away for too long. Considering my son's condition, I can't say I forgive you for your recklessness, Amy. Yeah, that feels right for him. And excuse you, how is it our fault somebody got drunk and decided to drive, and your son saved a life, and you're criticizing the life he saved? I'm sorry. Please continue. This incident never would have happened if you weren't so frivolous that night.
What? What on earth do you mean?
You heard him. I don't know exactly what happened, but I do know that you two should have been more careful. Yes, more careful. Careful. You were the one with him, so you should have been more thoughtful instead of putting you both at risk. What? I actually forgot about this conversation. Because I forgot. You know, like I did a lot of other things in the last game, so it took me a while. It took me like a month because I was playing on and off. So I forgot about this conversation, but I also kind of forgot how much of a jerk Osher is. So I'm glad I didn't give him that other voice, because oh my gosh, I still keep forgetting to turn off notifications. I had them off earlier, and I had to restart my computer, and now they're back on. Oh well, they didn't show up last time. I hope. Right. But who are you? Who are you to say anything? You weren't there. Gosh. You may not realize the severity of this since you were barely injured, but Aaron's suffering from great pain, both physically and psychologically, because of you.
I felt almost dizzy at his accusations. It was terribly upsetting and hardly made any sense. I felt surges of several different emotions, mainly defensiveness and anger. I knew more than they did about what he was going through. Since I had been here at his side the entire time, it was more real to me than to either of them. And even the mere thought of the incident being my fault made my heart ache.
Yeah. First, Abby sucks. I'm gonna say that now. She doesn't have any room to talk. So all the things that she says are going straight in the garbage. Like, that's rubbish. What she's saying is complete garbage. Osher, on the other hand, has such a big bias because he already doesn't like Amy, because he is Mr. High and Mighty. I'm a big businessman. You're not good enough for my son. So clearly it was my opinion of you being this reckless, irresponsible teen, even though you're like 20, 21, I believe. But even though you're a full-fledged adult, I still don't trust that your judgment was right. You caused this accident. Blah, 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 blah. My son's in danger because of you. But where were you, sir? Where were you? You can't act like a parent sometimes. It's not a part-time job. It is a full-time job. Where were you? Okay, I'm going to continue. We're going to get a little further in this, and then I will start cutting it off, because we are actually, again, around time. So I kind of like this. These videos are roughly the same size. So they're really small-ish, but not too small. So, yeah.
After all that had happened, even if I didn't believe that it was true, that was the very last thing that I wanted to hear.
So, I don't know if saying this is going to continue us on the Aaron path. I don't remember what I really said, but because of principle alone, I have to say this, because you can't go accusing the only other person there and start making it be a big deal that you are there for them in their best interest when you weren't there. You waited a whole, like, half of a month almost, maybe longer, to even try to figure out what had happened. So, yeah.
I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, but if you're that worried about him, then you really shouldn't be talking about the accident right now.
And on that passive-aggressive, kind of active-aggressive notion, we are gonna go ahead and finish up for today. So Amy's getting mad, and rightfully so. I actually completely forgot about this conversation. Mostly because I tend to block out things in my memory. Like, I have a pretty good memory, but there are certain things where it's just like, if it irks me, or like if something rubs me the wrong way, and it's enough that it kind of aggravates me, which it's very hard to do. For me, I'm usually a very calm and relaxed and laid back kind of person. I kind of tend to block some of the those stimuli that I have experienced that kind of make me a little angry. Like, I'm not a parent. First, I'm gonna say that because of how my reaction to Osher and his comments and saying how being a parent isn't a part-time job. I'm not a parent, but I'm one of those people, I love working with kids, and that whole experience and being somebody who has worked with psychology before, like in the field, and by that I mean like studied psychology. You know, it's so important to be there for your kids, and you can't really go in half baked. Like you have to be all in or nothing, and it's a full-time job. You know, even if your kid is like in their 20s or getting close to the time when they're parents themselves, you know, you can still offer them advice, you can still help them out, so you're still a parent. It's I have such a big problem, so that's kind of like why I kind of blocked that out for the whole speech that Osher gives, because that's garbage. You know, that he's saying all those things to Amy. She doesn't deserve it. And especially like how he's just like acting like, oh, I'm here for my son's best interest, when clearly before the accident you weren't. Now you have a potential chance by trying to show your son that you're doing things for his best interest, but really fighting and blaming people for what happened to him and for the decision he made in front of him, and mentioning accident, 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 accident. You got hit by a car. Son, you could have died. I refer back to last episode, or to episode 3, and to the anime Rumbling Hearts. You don't bring up the accident. Well, let me rephrase that. You do, but you don't do it like that, because that causes more problems than it does solutions. So, without further ado, I think we're gonna officially end it off here, because we are running close to about 28 minutes now. So, thank you all so much for taking the time to watch the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, please click like. And as always, if you have any tips, tricks, suggestions, comments, questions, concerns, anything, please put them in the comments section below. And please, if you have any knowledge for things like, I know I mentioned this in 100% Orange Juice, I'm not sure if I want to do it for this series. I kind of like just having the thumbnails that I do, because I do put some of those, most of those I put together, and then I fix them up in several programs and get them ready. But please, if you do know how to use programs like Blender, or if there are any quick tips on things like OBS, if you don't know what that is, it's open broadcasting software. Like, that's the actual name of the software. If you know anything about those two programs, and you have any videos that you think are very good at teaching people, please do send them my way. But yeah, so we will continue down this path of love and fighting for our pride and self-worth, and for Aaron, who we are leaving for Lawrence. So yeah. Alright. Well, this is Librous Blood, and I'm gonna sign out now.